Our deadline is getting closer. Will we make it? Sorry we missed a week. As you can imagine, things are pretty frantic with us at the moment. In this episode, we finally compression test our newly refitted engine and see if all our hard work has paid off. We also uncover the reason why our sail drive leaked oil, and we reveal a big job we've been working on that is nearly finished that we've not mentioned before. We hope you enjoy it. For those of you that are new to our channel, we're refitting an ex-Vendée Globe Open 60 with the hope of giving this old Gladiator a new lease of life as a family cruiser. We've been carrying out this refit in Fiji and need to leave here before the next cyclone season starts. So to do this, we gave ourselves a deadline of going back in the water with the spring tide mid-July. But before we can do this, we need to finish the following 15 jobs. So first up is to finish all the interior fiberglass work. A big part of this has been to cut out the old water ballast tanks to enlarge the living area. However, we do want to keep some parts of the ballast tanks to reinstate with drinking water. Therefore, this week Timo was preparing part of these tanks to clean, paint and reseal.
Okay, here we are in the starboard side back cabin, the one I opened the ballast. Before the ballast go from here, the saloon, up to there, and now I built one small ballast. I seal and fillet all connection with the lamination of fiberglass cork and foam, the same material to the ballast building, and I built this wall, and now the wall is done, the ballast is finished, ready for painting.
Since we've cut out the walls of the ballast tanks in some places, we've reinforced the area by continuing the bulkhead on the roof that you can see here.
Here before there is not, I built one mold, I make it one pipe in fiberglass, and now I go to laminate on the deck and restructure the deck. Ballast on the stern starboard side, after 10 years, I'm the first one go to open this ballast. I know there is the leak from the deck, and I expect to find the mold, water, maybe some spider, snake, anaconda, alien, can be alien.
For now, it looks like we're on track to finish all the fiberglass work this week and can hopefully move on to painting the rest of the interior from next week.
The next 2 days I got to finish all fiberglass job. It's really nearly finished. After we have 1 week for do all painting, primer, painting, some sanding, but not too much. We leave the boat very one-off. And after we have another week for start to rebuild the furniture.
The toilet's looking pretty good, but we've still got the plumbing and the through holes to install. As you'll know if you watched our last video about how to correctly install a through hole in a foam cord boat, we've decided to redo all our through holes with this method.
I work on the new through hole, 5 through hole. I cut with also 100 from the inside to the boat, all fiberglass and foam from inside up to the exterior fiberglass layer. There I stop, I remove with the chisel and hammer all foam and fiberglass. I clean with one drill bit from inside, sanding properly and clean the interior of the fiberglass, ready for glue. 1 disc in mahogany wood massive. We use it for reinforce and structure the boat and prepare the new through hole, but not on the foam like somebody do it, but with a correct job, with 1 big reinforce in massive wood mahogany red. Mattia finished the last top coat in food grade painting for the interior of the fridge and the door of the fridge.
With the fridge nearly back together, next it will be time to reinstall the compressors and get everything up and running. So this week we put the batteries back on top of the freshly painted keel bolts and bilge, and with an additional frame around them to keep them secure.
On the top to the fiberglass to the bridge where there go the battery, there is a rubber protection. Glue, così is a safety, and the battery they don't scratch the fiberglass and the painting.
And then we already put the structure. You see the mahogany pieces, so we can attach stuff to the outside, build some furniture.
Okay, the box for the battery is ready. I got to install the first one. I have to cut all piece of wood for making the correct space for the handle to the battery. All done. We see how can is. Okay, the battery fit now perfectly, and the space for the handle there is. I have to still install the safety system. At the moment is only one rope, but after there is also the stick on wood. I got to prepare some distancial between the battery. All done. The battery is all back, no space to shake anywhere, and the cable all black on the top, red below, never cross. Yeah, done. We put the cover.
We can't start to make the beds until all the fiberglass work and interior painting is finished. Now that the batteries are back, we can start to reinstall the electrics. We've ordered a new depth sounder transducer, and we're continuing work on the engine and sail drive.
Last, remove the last anode and last parts, prepare the SL drive for the new seal.
We also start to do maintenance on the sail drive. We're going to take it apart, not completely, but so we can put in new seals. Some parts that are gone missing through the years are completely corroded, like you can see over here. There's supposed to be a ring, it's completely gone. We've got a new one. So to do this job, we're first going to take off the prop. You can see here there's a Allen screw. Take it out, then you can remove those bushings. Those bushings hold the prop. When you remove them, you can take off each blade, and then there will be a center bolt to take off the prop. I will show you. Now the blade comes out, easy as that. All blades gone, and now inside we can see the central nut to take it off, to clean it out first because it's pretty dirty, and then let's hope we can loosen it. We're gonna try. Now we can see the bolt. We're gonna take it out. Now inside, after the small bolt I took out, number 13, you see a big one. It's I believe it's 27 that you have to remove before you can take off the prop housing, let's say. So I will remove it, and then you can slide all this big part from the spline all off. Gonna nicely sand it with some edge primer and repaint it.
After, when Lars have finished to disinstall the propeller from the S-Drive Volvo, he start to sanding and making shining all propeller, blade and the body of the propeller.
Nicely cleaning the prop blades before, after. Nice job.
We knew we'd been losing oil from our S-Drive, and this week Lars finally uncovered where from.
Took the last flange of the sail drive flange, and this is what I see inside. That's not how a seal is supposed to look. That's why it's been losing oil. We already knew the outside seal, the spring wasn't there anymore, but this explains more. No problem. We have a kit, we will rebuild it all, make it like new. All new. New outside seal, new inside seal, and the bearing ring back with the shims that were there. New O-rings, and it can go back in there, rebuilt.
With the engine now mostly back together again, we were able to compression test it again and see if our hard work had paid off. So that looks good, huh?
Or like 300 something psi, so it should be okay. Yeah.
For those of you that are new to our channel, when we did the compression test before the engine rebuild, one of the cylinders in particular was very low.
Very low.
Thankfully, the readings now are much better.
Release. Second one. Exactly.
Wow, what a difference.
Yeah, little bit.
That's amazing.
It's gonna be a little bit like up and down.
Yeah, a little bit.
But it's not gonna be like 100%.
Yeah, that looks brilliant. The way that moved compared to like the compression test we did at the beginning. That was just like, did nothing.
The beginning. Yes. It's a 301, this one quite similar.
Yeah, it should be like a little bit up and down.
Yeah.
Okay, concentration, Joanna Hutchinson. Last one. Okay, 400.
Amazing.
This is the best one.
Is there anything different about that chamber than the other ones that we did differently?
We send a little bit less. Yeah, probably.
We sound a bit less.
Yeah, but it's like more than 300, so
Yeah. Woohoo!
It's good.
Big success.
like at the beginning, you see how like the two was not going up, like
Yeah.
only little bit.
Yeah, they did nothing.
Yeah.
Yeah. Wow. Thank you very much.
No.
Over there you see the engine compartment. It's also ready to reinstall the engine.
We loaded from the back of the car the engine, full repainting, but with some part we still have to install. We unload it on the top to one drum, prepare one with one structure in wood for sit straight the engine and give it one comfort position for do the last touch up and the last installation of the parts.
Engine has been spray painted, but there was still some oxidation, some rust. So we decided to give it a little touch up. Special primer, heat resistant, and after green. And before doing all that, Mate has really sanded it down to bare metal before putting this primer. It's gonna look like a Volvo again. Beautiful. Great job, Mate.
It's time now to reveal our other major job, which we'd forgotten in the original list. Unfortunately, when we were heeling our boat over to reduce our draft to get into the marina, we'd attached a dinghy full of water to the end of the boom, which was held out at right angles to the boat. In order to get the dinghy out of the water, we lifted the end of the boom using the topping lift. Unfortunately, when we weren't watching, a friend winched in the topping lift too much, not realising that the vang was already fully extended, and this cracked the boom.
Okay, here in front of the boom of Sailing MV, we are ready to reglue all together. We prepare one frame, one structure, scaffolding for keep in position the two elements of the boom. The two elements of the boom, I remove 15 centimeter profile boom, the parts with the delamination. And we make one sleeve in carbon fiber filler for be perfectly exactly the same form, and in a vacuum is approximately 5,000 grams of lamination of epoxy carbon. And now we go to reglue all together with the West system 105 with the other 206 and the colloidal silica 9212 is one very hard glue. And that is only for keep in position the boom. Like you see, inside the boom is one structure of very heavy bi-directional carbon fiber 45-45. We ready prepare and sanding. Half of the carbon sleeve go inside to the forward part of the boom. Today, last sanding and prepare the second part of the sleeve, and easy and comfort in and out from the stern part of the boom. And this is one big job. That means tomorrow we can glue the sleeve and we start to work with one full boom on the stratification and the lamination interior in a vacuum.
As you can imagine, this was such an interesting and huge job that we planned to make a 3-part series about the process. Since the boom has had some previous damage and repairs done to it from her racing days, this gave us the excuse to scrape off all the paint and the primer and to do a very strong repair in a vacuum. Timo is also particularly pleased to have been able to extend the boom by 6 centimeters. But we're very happy to announce that this job is now finished and it's time to sand and paint both the mast and the boom together. We haven't done anything else from the list this week, but we did do a lot of welding jobs. Since Envy is over 30 years old with a lot of extreme racing under her belt, we wanted to use this opportunity of having the mast down to have a look below the fiberglass at the aluminium structure below the mast. This structure has been made to be light and rigid, but since we want to transform her into a cruiser, we've taken the decision to reinforce it whilst we have the chance by welding additional aluminium plates onto the structure that's already there, before recovering the whole structure with a thick layer of fiberglass again. We did a lot of research before doing this job and sought advice from engineers including Nandor Farr, who designed and built the boat, as well as the builder of our mast. We took extreme care when welding close to the fiberglass to ensure the hull of the boat didn't overheat. The welding was carried out slowly, alternating between sides, and we cooled the fiberglass constantly with ice to guarantee that no damage was done to the hull.
Now this is the first lamination on the top of the reinforce, like you have seen from the previous picture, to the new plate. Now I prepare one new lamination. I get it cover strong, and after we go to add also additional carbon on the top, very far away from the aluminium, or really protect from the fiberglass, because the carbon have one strange reaction, develop corrosion in the aluminium, and the stainless steel is better to keep isolate from the metal. Okay.
Whilst we had the welder on board, we took the opportunity to reinforce the superstructure with some additional support.
Very cool reinforce. Now we are in the last welding today. Joanna, watch. We have the step for you for go on the top to take a reef. But this step is amazing. They don't give any kind of disturb to the winch or the steering wheel. We can still sit with the legs around to the rudder, and we can hang in here. Wow. Watch. I show you another thing. One step on the winch, second step here, and third step you are on the top to the roof with the knee. See me? Wow. Perfect. In front we have this structure, completely different, change a lot. Yeah, all free. The nice roof of the cabin is so free now, and you have to only painting. You remember before, boom, you arrive here, there is the pipe. Here now is completely free. I can make in the spray hood from that post to this one. I already removed the stopper. I got to move him back. And when you are inside, this is the form. It's completely rigid and strong. Vic Cash do a very nice job with all half moon, because me I'm making the pipe with a big gap, but it's okay. Here is very solid. The front.
Much better than it was before.
Yeah.
It was all shaking. Now
Now it's very strong. Yeah. You see, Joanna, we do also one reinforce here for making the whole roof more rigid. Now we try to do the last two posts. We've done everything. Yeah, we're welding also this one. The solar panel for the roof is here. We got to put on the top.
We also reinforced the pulpit at the stern and installed our barbecue.
And it's so nice, the view from inside. You see?
It's amazing to see the boat start to turn from a workshop to a boat again. But Nemo and I are going to have to watch these transformations from afar for the next few weeks, as we are dashing home for my mum's wedding back in the UK. And on the way back, we're so excited to be picking up Timo's two daughters from Italy who are coming to spend their summer holiday with us in Fiji.
After my 3 kids and my girlfriend, they coming back in Fiji, and I want to show to them the boat nearly finished. We have another 4 weeks for do all deck painting, outside painting, and finish the perfection the furniture. We confirm we go in the water this year with the big springer tie. Yes. And after never more big job for one period, we want to sailing again. Ciao. It's a big day. We do a lot of stuff. We are happy. Now we have a beer. Joy.
Cheers.
And as a final remark, we're wondering if anyone has any good ideas for us for a dinghy solution. We don't have enough budget left for the big brands and are wondering if anyone knows of any smaller companies or second-hand options we might not have thought about.
I also make the videos, so I know how it's put together.
There is one old guy, is very tired, but funny and professional. And here, a little arrogant. And now we have in front. No, without glasses it's impossible to do nothing. But yesterday I very destroyed because I work in the small ballast. I managed to finish the inside, the fiberglass. One by one I finish everything. I followed my program for painting the boat next week and reinstall the bed the week after. It's the crazy experience of my life, but I don't regret. It's all good. Tomorrow we start at 6 o'clock. We take the decision to go more early because it's too hot on the day. But yeah, I do it. I work good. We take the decision. I work good and hard how much I can. And after every day, when it's too hot, I stop. But let's continue to say do one good job and stop. Like this today, I finished the small ballast. It's done, all lamination, and I start the fit of the mast. I do one good 2 layer of lamination. Tomorrow I think I go to finish to cover, and I have to reinforce the roof, the deck, and the ballast to the cabin where I cut the ballast, like the opposite one. And after I go to finish the bench to the back cabin, and one seal on the whole aeration to the ballast get leak like the other one. And after I'm close to done all lamination. Quindi we follow perfect the program. The engine last continue to work. We are close to finish everything. It's all good. Kiss my son. All good. I sent to you one picture to the reinforce on the roof. I do it for don't shake on the stern where there is the post to the rudder, the steering. And please kiss my son and teach to him to say papa. Papa, I'm a papa. Ciao.